It's Jhozae and I'm here to slay. Come to you, not here to play. So get your likes in. Gotta get those comments in.
Hey you guys, I'm back for another video. I know y'all are gonna curse me out because I'm usually here at least 2 or 3 times a week, but I've been trying to get my mind correct, so this is what I've been really on. So first of all, we're doing a get ready woman. I don't even talk about the products. The products are the same as the last video. If you want to know what the last video is, I'll post her up top. Is when I was getting ready at Storm. I kind of do the same kind of process all the time. We're going out to eat. Me and Davion are going out with Dan. I'm back home. I didn't even tell y'all what was going on, but I'm back home for vacation just because it was the holiday season. But I don't think I'm coming home for Christmas. I've been trying to organize my output of my videos, like figure out which days I'm gonna put out what content. YouTube is paying, but YouTube ain't paying enough for me to live. So I wasn't gonna come home for Thanksgiving, but as people may have figured out, my son is still living back home because I need to get myself together. I want him to finish his school year, really, to be honest, because I don't want to snatch him out. Now, the school that he's going to, their curriculum is pretty much the same as it was when I went there. I don't want to take him out and put him in a school that's probably a little bit more advanced where he's at, and he ends up failing or staying back because of my move. He got in trouble in school. I wasn't gonna even talk about this, but to be honest, a lot of y'all have kids and a lot of y'all go through certain situations, and you know a lot of what we do is pretty much hide the bad stuff. Like, I always tell y'all how good my son is and so on and so forth, but why don't I talk about the bad stuff? So what if a parent, you know, gets on here, watches my videos, and she's like, well, my son isn't that good. Don't think for 5 seconds that he doesn't do anything. He does. He just doesn't do it often. Now, anytime that his school calls me while he's still in school, that means that he got in trouble. I've never gotten a call like that before. Or he's hurt. So I'm getting a call and I look and I see that it's his school number. I abruptly run to the bathroom because what's wrong with my baby? I'm the principal and she's talking to me and she's just like, hey, I'm calling about Davion. He brought blades to school. And I'm like, blades? Like to cut? And she's like, yeah, he brought a bunch of them. And I'm thinking to myself, like, it's not from my house. He told her that he found them on the way to school. I'm on his side with it because I'm like, ain't no blades at the house. Nobody use stuff like that. Then she started to describe to me where he got them from. And guess whose blades they are? Yeah, they're mine. I left them in the room that I was staying in when I was here because I only really brought the stuff that I really needed to bring, not just bringing everything all willy-nilly. These eyebrows are, what the heck did I do? I didn't think that he's never gone through my stuff before because she described, she was like, he found it in a Sephora bag under the dresser in the room. And I'm like, oh my God, that is my blades from when I worked at Rite Aid. She started to bring up the fact of expelling him. And I told her, I said, if y'all gonna expel him and I come home, y'all better keep him because if y'all don't keep him, I'm gonna kill him when I get there. Me and him talked about this several times. Like, he knows I had to go. He knows the reason I'm going. He knows that I'm working towards getting him here. But he's still a kid, so he's still gonna be feel some type of way that I'm not around. His intent on taking it to school wasn't to hurt anybody. He took it to school the first time to show his friend. The second time he brought it to school is because the little boy that he brought it to show asked him to bring more, supposedly. I was like a little thrown off because I'm like, Davion? Like, no. He won't do nothing like this, but then again, my stuff, and it's from my room, he did do it. My first thing is to defend him because I'm like, no, my son will not do this, sis. But I'm not naive either, and I'm not stupid. He threw them in a trash can to try to hide them or whatever, or get rid of them so he don't get in no more trouble. And he lied to them about where he stashed it. Of course he's gonna lie because he's a kid and he wants to avoid getting in trouble. But he already made a decision to do whatever he was going to do. Like, he brought this for the boy, and that same boy is the one who told on him. That boy knew, alright, this is gonna get us in trouble. I'm telling. I told my son, everybody's your friend until they're not your friend. But I'm glad the little boy told because something could have went severely wrong. Like, somebody could have been really hurt behind my son bringing something. I had to explain to him, you know what I'm saying? What if that little boy was, you know, suicidal? Or what if he was being bullied and he wanted to get them back? If that boy would have took those blades that you brought to school and hurt himself, you would never let it go. That would be on your conscience forever. There's too much violence going on in this world, in Trump's America, let's be real, for you to be participating and bringing some type of stuff to school. So ultimately, it will be on me. It's like I negligently left stuff out for him to take to school to hurt people. It is considered a weapon, but it's not in his house for weapon use. So he's on punishment. And it's just like, I don't want him to be, especially because I'm visiting. I want to spend time with him, not put him on punishment. Even though he knew it was wrong, he still did it. And since he did it, he has to deal with the consequences. So we went went to my friend's house, we were playing the Switch on the projector, and I wanted him to play so bad. My friend asked me like, "Look, can he just play today, just this one time?" I'm like, no, like he needs to learn. It's not sweet. You can't just do stuff and then it's like, oh, you get rewarded sometimes. No, you're on punishment until he's grown up and he's learning to be himself. And I'm kind of glad that I took a step to Georgia to get myself together so that he can move down there, is because now he gets to find himself. He gets to do the stuff that he's always wanted to do, or do bad things that he's wanted to do, because I'm literally there with him all day, every day, and I was always like, you shouldn't do this, don't do this. So he always had direction, which is good, but they still need leeway on being their own authentic selves. He should still have some type of room to say, I made a decision on my own. I didn't ask nobody, I didn't talk to nobody about it, I just did it, and I knew it was wrong, or I knew it was right, and this is what came of it. Can you wet this, please? Can you hurry up before my makeup dries?
Hurry up, fool!
I had him watch school shootings on YouTube so he can see the devastation that people go through when stuff like this happens. Like, this didn't go as far as it could have, but it could have went further. And this is another thing that I'm very, like, scared of. And this is another thing that he does not understand because he's still kind of young. My son is going to be a black man in America soon. As everybody knows, I don't even have to explain it to you. Y'all see what goes on with these black men. Like, cops are shooting them for no reason and hurting them and not looking out for them, just assuming that they're a threat right away. It's still in elementary school, but you know, people talk and rumors spread and things happen. His intent wasn't malicious, but he still did it. If anybody else looks at this situation, they're gonna think all of a sudden that he's troubled. He, you know, isn't living in a good stable home. He's being abused. They think all this kind of stuff because that's just normally what they think. That's what the books tell you to think. Now, I know the reason why he's searching for attention is because I'm not here. It's my grandma and them. They're very like, okay, you live here, you have a roof over your head, here's some snacks, that's it. Attention wise, that's just not who they are. Me, I'm hands on, and that's just who I am with him. He's learning himself, he's grown older, he's going through puberty, and I'm not here right now because I'm trying to get our situation in Georgia together so we can go. I want him in a good school zone. You know, sometimes you gotta just make some sacrifices, and this is just one of my sacrifices that I had to make, and that's just it. Do I miss him? Of course. Like, there is not a moment where I don't think about my son, but I always call him because I have to check on him to make sure he's good, make sure he's reading, make sure he's doing what he have to do, because they're just not gonna do that here. I want him to be a good person. Now, he knows right from wrong, and this is the point where he's allowed to grow up. He gotta make his own decisions, and that's it. Are some of them gonna be bad? Of course. He's a child, and he should make different decisions and get a feel for it, because me telling him is only me telling him. He needs to see it firsthand. He needs to feel it. He needs to know, like, this is real. And once you're in trouble, they start looking at you like you're a problem child. When I went to that school, when I fought that girl in 6th grade, which I've talked about because she called my mom fat, after that, that's what I was. I was a fighter. I didn't like fighting that much, and then I had to start fighting because everybody expected me to. I don't want him to have that reputation of being this bad kid who brings weapons to school. But, you know, it's not up to me. It's up to him. If that's the decisions that he wants to make, and this is going to be him going through it. I just didn't want him going through what I was going through in school because it sucked. Always being accused of something and I didn't even do anything. You know what I'm saying? And I know he hates that. Once a person thinks a certain way about you, it's over. Like, some people might think, oh, he just had a moment and blah, blah, blah. But others are thinking he's dangerous. He's a danger. All these black kids love weapons and like boom, 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 even though they're not the majority that are shooting the schools up. Let's be real. Yeah, look at me giving Trump vibes. I'm orange as Trump. This is Trump's America. Act like it. Now, I talked to him and I asked him, why didn't he ask me? He just said, because I know what you was going to say. You was going to say no. Because he knows better. But he decided to do it anyway. So, his consequences are his consequences. Do I wish he was off of punishment? Yes. Do I feel bad that he's on punishment? No. Say my son, let's make it real big. Let's say he robs a bank. Boom. He's gonna get the ultimate punishment. That the worse the crime is the more severe the punishment is. They will treat you like you done killed 17 kids if you do something so as small as speeding. And he doesn't realize that yet. This is one thing I've always been worried about because I have a black son. It's harder out here for men because apparently they're more threatening. Not that black people been shooting up schools or anything, but they can't wait. So we watch stuff like Black Lightning because Black Lightning shows real stuff. Even the first villain he looked like Donald Trump. Let's be real. And that's good. We need stuff like that. Because this shows exactly what's going on in the world. This won't happen again, this particular thing. I'm not saying that he will not do anything else again, because that's just unrealistic. But I know that he will not do this again. Because he's really apologetic when it comes to certain stuff. Like, he's not a bad kid. And I don't want to put that in the air like, oh, my son's so bad. No, he's not. And his teacher had nothing but good things to say about him. She was like, I cried when he got suspended because I couldn't imagine him getting in this much trouble. And I'm like, right. And he hasn't been in trouble like this ever. And this is the first time he's ever been, like, suspended from from school. You understand? I got suspended my first time. I think I was in first grade, either first or third, when these boys was messing with me in line, and I went off because I kept telling them to stop and they wouldn't stop, and I went off and I want to get in trouble because I yelled and I was screaming and cursing at them and all of this stuff because I was bad. I was a different kind. And I be telling him all the time, you're not me. Like the way I was when I was a kid, you don't even compare, which is good because I want you to be better than me. I told him, you know, acting like this does not make me come home quicker. I'll come, but when I do get here, it's gonna be putting a damp on my money, which means it's gonna take a longer time for me to get my place, which means it's gonna be a long time before you get to come home. I told him he's on punishment until he moves to Georgia. So this is the reason why I have not been uploading, despite my, you know, trying to organize everything. My son is getting in trouble, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I didn't do nothing like this, but I was doing stuff every other day too. And then when I got here, everybody's like, did you beat him? I'm like, I didn't, because I miss him and I haven't seen him. I don't have to hit him, you know, right now. Now, if I was here, please, he would've got these hands. For true. Nose is snatched. Somebody keeps asking me to post about my revision. I have not gotten a revision. I actually just talked to them and I got denied. I already talked about that. They deny me for everything, like brass, tracheal shave, revision, all of that. It's not like I'm on like a big rush to get it. I didn't really get it for that purpose. I got it for the visual and for my sake, not for the intercourse, whatever. And I'm not gonna sit here and act like my son is so perfect, because he's not. Like, he's human, just like any one of us. And he said he's been embarrassed by me since third grade. And only by third grade, like, I've been embarrassed by my mom like day one. What you talking about? I know I'm the coolest person in the world, but his classmates think so also. And he's my son. Of course he's not gonna be like, oh, this is the coolest thing ever. Like, he sees me every day. He gets to know how I am. He knows my personality. He knows how fun I could be and all that kind of crap. So welcome to the real world. I tell him all the time, like, you're as normal as any other kid is normal. I'm definitely gonna pull up anyway. I'm still gonna come to school stuff because that's just who I am. I don't care about your embarrassment. But he will never be able to say like, oh, my mom never came to any of my stuff, like none of my games and blah, blah, blah. He can't ever say that because I pulls up. So if y'all ever have this issue, you know what I'm saying? You can flip. Flipping is fine. I'm a flipper. Normal for them to look for different kind of avenues to branch out, to reach out, to speak up. But just know, when the consequences come, they coming for you, dog. Snoop Dogg. Where is Dan? Okay, you guys, I just want to come here and tell y'all what was going on and why I have not been present, but I'm coming back. Do not worry. I'm still here. I'm actually going home tomorrow, so I will be making videos. I'm going to have Instagram videos coming and my YouTube videos coming, period. All the videos at the top, make sure you guys click on those past videos chat miss. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you're new to my channel. Hit the subscribe button because you're not disappointed. Oh, turn the notification bell on. It is down here. Turn on and get everything I post because my posts are on. I just want to say that I love you guys. Be through. Tuju. Bye,